These videos are intended to help you with applying for forgiveness of your PPP loan. Although we think that you will find these videos useful, and we have done our best to include accurate, up-to-date information, these videos are not a substitute for reviewing the SBA's PPP requirements and consulting with your accountant, attorney, or other trusted professional. In addition, these videos cannot cover every possible scenario. You are responsible for understanding the program and how it applies to your PPP loan. The CARES Act created the Paycheck Protection Program, also known as PPP, to assist businesses during the pandemic and keep employees on payroll. Businesses applied for a PPP loan, received and spent their loan funds, and now it's time for them to apply for forgiveness. The purpose of the forgiveness program is to determine if a business qualifies for full loan forgiveness. Forgiveness applications must be submitted via our online forgiveness application portal. For the most recent updates on the forgiveness process, please visit FHB.com and navigate to the PPP Loan Forgiveness homepage. Our goal is to help you determine your forgiveness eligibility. Borrowers will need to gather the following components to determine their forgiveness eligibility, meaning how much of their PPP loan will be forgiven or may need to be repaid. When a borrower applied for a PPP loan, calculations for the loan amount were based on the borrower's payroll costs. At the time of applying for forgiveness, a borrower needs to demonstrate they used a minimum of 60% of their loan funds on payroll costs to be eligible for full forgiveness. Cash compensation is important because for most borrowers, it is going to be the biggest part of their payroll costs. A borrower has the potential of applying for full forgiveness based on cash compensation alone. For more information, please watch our video about cover period and cash compensation. We did want to note that the SBA does allow the inclusion of other costs along with cash compensation in forgiveness requests. These costs include non-cash compensation for such things as employer health insurance contributions, retirement plan contributions, employer state and local tax assessed on employee compensation, as well as non-payroll costs such as business mortgage interest payments, business rent or lease payments, business utility payments, covered operation expenditures, covered property damage costs, covered supplier costs, and covered worker protection expenditures. As we will not be covering these types of costs in our videos, please be sure to visit our website for resources that can provide additional details. During your cover period, your business may have faced unforeseen challenges or mandatory closures that affected your payroll. Reductions in your employees' hours worked or pay rates may impact your final forgiveness eligibility. For borrowers with PPP loan amounts $50,000 or less, salary hourly wage reductions and full-time equivalency reductions, also known as FTE reductions, do not apply. However, if said borrowers receive together with their affiliates first-draw PPP loans totaling $2 million or more, or second-draw PPP loans totaling $2 million or more, then reductions may apply. Salary hourly wage reductions. Did you reduce any employee's wages by over 25% during your chosen covered period? No? Great. Yes? Watch our salary hourly wage reduction video for more information about this reduction. Full-time equivalency reduction. Did you reduce any employee's paid hours worked per week during your chosen covered period? No. Your FTE reduction quotient is 1. This means your business did not experience an FTE reduction. Yes? Your FTE reduction quotient is less than 1. This means your business has an FTE reduction. Watch our FTE reduction video for more details on how to calculate this reduction. After calculating your total cash compensation and determining if your business experienced reductions, you are ready to determine if your cash compensation alone qualifies you for full forgiveness. There are 2 ways to calculate your modified total. Modified total version 1. The modified total is the potential forgiveness amount after adjusting for a salary hourly wage reduction and/or an FTE reduction from your total cash compensation. To calculate your modified total, step 1, find your adjusted total. This will be your total cash compensation amount minus your salary hourly wage reduction amount. Step 2, multiply your adjusted total by your FTE reduction quotient. If the modified total is equal to or greater than your PPP loan amount, this means you may be eligible for full forgiveness. If the modified total is less than your PPP amount, this means cash compensation alone does not qualify you for full forgiveness. Now consider adding other eligible payroll and non-payroll costs to your adjusted total. Modified Total version 2. Please note, Modified Total version 2 is a separate and new calculation from Modified Total version 1. Your adjusted total should be a different value from your initial calculation, as you are now including your other eligible payroll and non-payroll costs. Any salary hourly wage reduction will be subtracted from the total amount of eligible costs. Remember, per the SBA, at least 60% of the PPP loan funds must be used for eligible payroll costs. Borrowers may demonstrate that up to 40% of their loan funds were used on eligible non-payroll costs paid or incurred during the cover period. After calculating your new adjusted total, multiply your adjusted total by your FTE reduction quotient. If the Modified Total version 2 is still less than your PPP loan amount, this means you may not be eligible for full forgiveness. What happens if I'm not eligible for full forgiveness? If a borrower finds they are not eligible for full forgiveness, any portion of the loan that is not forgiven will need to be repaid plus accrued interest. For more details on the terms of repayment, please refer to your PPP loan's promissory note. To recap, a borrower may be eligible for full loan forgiveness solely based on their total cash compensation. If you need assistance in calculating your cash compensation, salary hourly wage reductions, or FTE reductions, please watch our other PPP forgiveness resource videos. If cash compensation alone does not qualify you for full forgiveness, you may still be eligible for full forgiveness by including other eligible payroll and non-payroll costs. Once you calculate your final forgiveness amount and gather all supporting documentation, you're ready to apply for forgiveness with First Hawaiian Bank. First Hawaiian Bank will send an email invitation to borrowers to apply for forgiveness. Depending on when you obtained your PPP loan, you might have already received the invitation. Forgiveness applications must be submitted via our online forgiveness application portal. Paper applications will not be accepted. For more information and for the most recent updates on the forgiveness process, please visit FHB.com's PPP loan forgiveness website. There you will find other helpful resources, readiness guides, quick start guides, FAQs, and more. Mahalo!